Pakistan this past week took its diplomatic dispute with the United States out to the open when it announced that it will from now on shoot the drones flying in its skies. The announcement was made by the head of Pakistani Air Force, who said the country's military would act against any US unmanned aerial vehicle violating Pakistan's airspace. This could be a clear affront to the Americans that have been using drones to attack what they describe as terrorist targets inside the Pakistani territory for some 13 years now. But it could to the same degree be a relief to the Pakistanis, given rising criticisms that the attacks, which are launched from US bases in Afghanistan, had already taken huge tolls on civilians.
There's so many factors, things and complications that happen as a result of these drone strikes. The people suffer in so many other ways, injuries. Their homes are completely demolished and devastated. There's psychological trauma of hearing these drones and seeing these drones day after day hovering around their houses. And so it's something we have to think about, that people are being killed, their lives are being destroyed, and it's completely illegal. The United States' drone campaign defies international law. Not only is it horrible, it's illegal and immoral, but ironically, the drone strikes are counterproductive, because for every innocent person that is killed by an American missile, we are creating exponentially more enemies.
Pakistan's announcement that it could no longer accept cross-border military operations by the Americans follows a rise in tensions between Washington and Islamabad over the past few months. Tensions that started to spiral after US President Donald Trump accused Pakistan of providing havens to terrorists back in August. The accusation, which was blatantly rejected by Islamabad, was seen as a sign of Washington's dissatisfaction about Pakistan's shift to the rival camp, a camp comprising China and Russia. But the fact that Pakistan is more openly speaking out against the US military tactics in the region could eventually cost Washington dearly. Analysts believe Pakistan's defiance could sooner or later undermine America's global standing if more nations follow suit.
For some time, the standing of the United States has deteriorated. It used to be thought of as a welcoming place for democracy and justice, and people could get ahead. And our country no longer can tout those as adjectives or as a description of what life is like here. The rest of the world sees the United States as a big bully country, a very military-oriented country that they're the only remaining superpower, and that they have dominated the globe for too long. So we are involved in a new campaign to push the closure of U.S. military bases overseas. There are over 800 of them in about 160 countries, I think, around the world, and this is it's got to change.
Pakistan's shift toward Russia and China did not happen overnight. It was a result of a series of moves by the US in favor of Islamabad's enemy, India. Pakistan had in fact already made it clear that it was worried about America's growing favoritism toward New Delhi. It only decided to join the rival camp after serious signs appeared that Washington had lost faith in it. And America's so-called war on terror had a key role in this shift. A war that the US has already made it known to the world that it wants to continue with New Delhi's help, not Islamabad's. Indications had already emerged internationally that the world is no longer ready to accept the global dominance of the United States. Countries like Iran had been pioneering a decades-long course to the same effect. It may be high time that others would also join in, what could lead to an even newer international world order without America as the self-declared sole superpower.